Hello, everyone, and welcome to another edition of the SimSN podcast, the show where I ask some of my favorite questions to some of your favorite people. Today's guest is not only a member of our football sim, he's the only username I know of that has a advanced degree. Uh, so, guest, would you please introduce yourself?
Oh, hello there. Yes, don't look too deeply into that doctorate. That's all I'm gonna say. But yes, hello. I am Doctor Novella. I am I am a lot of things. I coach the USC for the, the college league. I coach and own the Niners and the NFL. I do everything for the Raptors in Sim NBA. And then in hockey, I coach American International, and I own the Sharks. So
Wow,
I got my fingers in all sorts of little things. I got.
awesome. Well, I appreciate your participation. Um, what uh, what brought you to Sim Sports for the first time, and how long have you been a member of this and any other communities?
Uh, I'm trying to remember. Yeah, originally I was part of the other simulated league with Solano.
Hmm.
I was part of that first. Came to there. I'm trying to remember. It's been so long ago. It's hard for me to remember how long exactly it was ago. But
No worries. No fact
I
checking here.
remember I was just yeah. I want to say it was around like 2020, maybe 2019 when I
Hmm.
first got in there. I was really interested in sim sports. I was at a different website. Didn't go really well. I was doing something a little similar. And then I ended up just kind of Googling around. I found that site, got involved, had a thing with had a thing with the the Raging Cajuns, ULL,
So,
and yeah, once that stopped being a big old thing. Once that and you heard about the you guys, and so I made the move on over and got involved from there. Got
yeah, well, we're glad you're here. So,
yeah.
do you have a real life California connection? I know you talk about USC and San
Uh,
Francisco.
yes, I am from California.
All right.
Specifically, I'm from the Bay Area, so I have a lot of connection to San Francisco in particular. I've all of my family are huge San Francisco fans.
Awesome. Yeah, it's always a little fun when you can mix the real life and the sim fandoms. Um, I know I joined the sim right as NFL was opening up, um, and jumped at the chance to take my hometown team, the team my dad rooted for, as long as I was alive, as long as I've lived, I should say. So it's always fun to have that
Yeah,
little bit of crossover.
yeah. It's funny, despite like but most of my family being Niners, my my dad was actually a Chargers fan, and I was tempted, but I think they had already been claimed by the time I got to the list. So I was like, oh, okay, I'll stick with the Niners.
Yeah. Um, so hey, exciting to see your boy Scott Romero out there. You got to be excited about the way he's been playing so far this season.
Oh yeah, yeah, we've been very happy with him this season. we've started looking like an actual team, but then they can like play and win games and doesn't have to rely on Andrew Moncrief having the worst game of his career in order to win.
That was a wild game. Was that your only win last season?
Uh,
Was over the was
Greatest game I've ever seen. Greatest game.
Oh God, was it 6 interceptions or 7? I forget how many he threw, but
I think it was. I have it. Where's the?
and and then
I
the
think it was six.
okay, and then the last one was like in overtime or something. Oh man,
Yeah, yeah. Took it all the way to overtime.
wow. Well, all
It
worth it in the
was.
end.
Yeah,
Um,
yep. All worth it in the end because we ended up getting that number one pick.
yeah, I know. And the Niners have a few. I feel like most of your guys' first round picks have been offensive skill guys because before that it was Vontae Nebel, and then you've also got Ramos, and then uh, is
Yeah.
it Thomas? Is that who else I'm forgetting?
For Fernando Thomas, yes.
Yeah,
Yeah. Fernando Thomas. Carlos Ramos. Ruby Stewart, and of
yeah.
course
Hmm.
Kniebel and Romero. Yeah, we've invested a lot in the offense.
Yeah.
I've been very determined to get the offense filled with young talent.
Yeah. And yeah, those first 2 years of draft classes for a lot of people have taken a while to come online. But I do think I'm very interested in seeing what Romero can do for Ramos and Thomas, and maybe kind of reviving that, or giving them the leg up and the ability to take the next step in their careers as well. Now that they've gotten up into that kind of low to mid 70s range, could start being effective.
Yeah, yeah. That's very that's something I'm very much looking forward to, and the I have to give credit to Ruby Stewart. Yeah, he by all accounts has been a really good player for us since drafting him. I mean, he's our second highest guy at 80 overall,
Wow.
and he's still 25. So like he's by all accounts he's been a really like he's done his job from the start. He's done.
Yeah, that's awesome. Um, so when when you went into the last off season, uh, how quickly, how long did it take you to settle on um, Romero as kind of your guy? Obviously, you knew you had the top pick; you could get whoever you wanted. Was it a long process, or did you scout him and just know like, or just got the top three and that was it pretty straightforward, or was there a lot of talk about Romero versus Savage versus possibly anyone else?
There was there was a lot of there was a lot of discussion with me and Oblivious on you know like Savage is the obvious guy, but gotta check these guys out. See what we have. I think when we saw the combines, the pro days stuff, and we saw how like Romero immediately stood out, like getting top marks and all of that stuff. That was our first indicator of like maybe we need to pay attention to this guy. And saw his throwing stats, football IQ, and it was like he didn't quite have the same football IQ as Savage did, but those like that arm and accuracy was just like that that was just too good to pass on. And like once I checked the potential, it was like okay, and he in theory has a higher potential ceiling, even if he's a year older. He's like we I'd say like we knew we were going with Romero like weeks before the draft.
Hmm.
Like we had long decided that we were we were gonna take him once we saw that.
Yeah. Um, so yeah, that's awesome. So was it then? I'm curious because you guys didn't. I don't remember if you maybe didn't have a second round pick or you had a while before your next pick. Um, so after that, was it a lot of like, were you looking for potential? Were you looking at different positions? Because I mean, if at that point, you've got a lot of points still left to spend, um, but it's going to be a while until the next guy's available. Anything
Yeah,
in particular you
it,
targeted, knowing you had Romero at number one?
yeah, and we did actually have a second round.
Okay.
Well, it wasn't ours; it was from the Patriots when we
Mm,
traded LaBelle. So we had a second. We
that's
did
right.
have a second round, but it was not a. Yeah, there was quite a. It was like a mid round, I believe. I'm trying to remember what exactly it was, but yeah, it was. There was definitely some time, yeah, and the the yeah at that point it's just a matter of looking at what our biggest weaknesses were. We eventually went drafting linebacker because having traded LaBelle, we had a real big hole there. So that was our big thing, was trying to find, because like I knew how how this usually goes, because I've seen it quite a few times now where it's like there's these top guys. They're all gonna be gone before we get back to me.
Yeah.
And you didn't want to sacrifice too much capital trying to move up. So it's like, okay, like who looks the best in these like lower categories? That's very much what I was focusing on. I was trying to find these guys who rather than like standing out on like the top of the rankings, like who fits that like niche of what we need.
Hmm. Are you
That was
sorry, go ahead.
oh, sorry.
I was just gonna say, are you a
Oh,
big
I was,
potential guy, or is that just kind of one piece of the puzzle? I know some people have very strong opinions about potential one way or the other, and some people it's just kind of like a tiebreaker, a nice to have. Um,
yeah. I do care a lot about potential. I think just because like to me, where San Francisco is very much a long term, well, it's very much a long term rebuild,
hmm,
and I think that if you're looking to get good in the long run, then focusing on potential is more, I do in my mind, more important for that long term building. Whereas, yeah, if you're like a Washington or a Denver or a Rams, of like if you or a Cowboys, like if you're, well, maybe not this season, but in the past Cowboys, the when you're like when you're set more or less, and you're looking to just fill these pieces that you might need to finish off, then it's like, okay, the guy's got a bad potential, but he's really good now, so slot him in there. Like in that mind, I can understand just like ignoring potential or using it as a tiebreaker. But I've always been very big on potential for long term growth.
hmm,
You want to have those guys that you know are going to develop.
yeah, absolutely. Do you have any specific timeline in mind for San Francisco, or is it just we're going to get better every year and keep adding guys and see where we can get to? Is there a thought of, oh, maybe in 2 years we'll be challenging, or is it just kind of like, now we're getting better, we're acquiring players as we go?
Yeah, yeah. That's kind of how I see it. We're getting better the more we go. I it's funny, we had hoped last season actually when we were setting up our team. We were like, okay, like maybe this is the one where we're not winners, but we're like we're showing some marked improvement. And then we ended up having an even worse record. So it's like, let's not focus on where we should be at this point anymore. Just focus on getting better, and the
Mm-hmm.
results will eventually come.
Yeah.
Last time, that just ended up with us being disappointed.
Yeah. Well, and yeah, it's true that I mean a win's a win, but at a certain point, like not every loss is built the same. I mean, just ask Tampa Bay this year, who does not have a good record on paper, but just has so many of these like, if a couple plays go a different way, they're like a 500 team because they've had like seven
Yeah,
or eight super close games.
yeah.
Um,
One of them being us.
yeah,
We
yeah,
had a close game with them. We had
yeah.
it
So,
was where yeah, the 13-19.
mm-hmm,
It could have very easily have gone away if some stuff had turned around, but
yeah,
that's why you play the game. You never know. You never.
yeah. I know some people have the opinion that well, a moral victory still goes in the loss column. Um, but I think when you're a developing team and you can play somebody close, um, it gives you thought. Oh well, maybe we're competing, we're developing, we're closer. We're getting close to the point where some of those close games are going to turn into close wins. Um,
Yeah,
but
can't say we've had too many of those, other than Tampa and the Raiders. It's mostly been the better teams blowing us out. It's most,
yeah, it's
but yeah,
it's a road.
we're just making progress.
Yeah. Um,
And so some of these end up looking you know a little better when you look at the play by plays,
mhm.
but a lot of times they're just blowouts.
Yeah. Romero had a stretch there because I remember putting it in one of my first Blue Sky tweets that he had a run of like 5 games where he was completing like 65%, and I think he had one interception in like 150 throws. Like he had a great stretch there. Um,
Yes, yeah,
and
that was very encouraging.
yeah,
That it's not the compared to like Solano and
mm,
Ramirez and uh, what was that guy's name? The guy we started with for a while there.
oh yeah, who was Solano?
I don't remember his name. I feel bad, but yeah, like a lot of the times their stats, yeah, they threw far too many interceptions.
Yeah, I do think picks are still a little overtuned, especially at the NFL level. Like 2 to 1 is a downright good ratio in the league right now, which would probably not fly in the real NFL. Um, but it is what it is. Um, I didn't get a chance to look at this before I asked, so forgive my ignorance. Do how similar are USC and San Francisco in their makeups and their game plans? Have you gotten a chance to have they ended up being built a certain way, or did they end up with like kind of divulging paths based on who you started with?
They're actually very different. The USC, it was primarily an air raid. They've they've always sort of been that like air raid pass heavy kind of team, and when I came in, I I saw no reason to change that, and uh, probably won't be changing that anytime in the future. You got some really great wide receiver talent coming in the recruiting scene, and you got like Jones and maybe Flowers. We'll see how he looks after his progression. So yeah, they're very we're very pass heavy. Get it to our top wide receiver guys, run that. And the Niners, meanwhile, we were we were very run heavy.
Mm.
We run the wing T for San Francisco because we wanted to try and focus on the differing strengths. We weren't doing well with passing, but our top two line guys are run blockers. So it's like, well, let's try and build around that and
Yeah.
make ourselves a running team. In retrospect, hasn't really worked out either. Like Knievel, yeah, he's only got 550 yards and
Hmm.
3 touchdowns. We have not been able to get our running game really going. But I will say I do see us switching next season to have something, have a game plan a little closer to what you see with USC. I think Romero's proven his point, and that we don't have to have the training wheels on for him.
Mm.
We can get a full on passing offense going with him. We can get a
Yeah. Yeah. Pocket guy in the wing T is probably not gonna. That's probably not gonna be the full story by the end of his career.
yeah no. And it never was meant to be. Like it's always like we'll keep it in the wing T so we could just keep running it because I don't need him to control the game or take over the game. I just need him to not throw ducks and picks
Yeah.
enough so that we can actually do the running for once.
Yeah.
I just
But and yeah, especially the way the sim is set up with the progression system. It doesn't. I don't think it hurts to have your young quarterback on some kind of training wheels to start off. Um, Lord knows the Browns haven't tried to have Anku do too much in only his second season. Um, he runs a little. He some short passes, occasionally chucks it deep, and usually that's incomplete. But we're learning. Um,
yeah.
although for my sake, for Indiana, if you have any tips on how to get a passing game working, I I will take them because
Have really good wide receivers.
I
I,
that's
I found that that's the if you got the really good pass and threat that yeah I can tell you Huffman would not be throwing for 3,000 yards and 21 touchdowns if he didn't have Huber there on the sideline.
mm,
If he did on the other side of the line, if he didn't.
yeah. Man, I really thought I had something this year with Looney and Pilaf, and then I hit the jackpot in the portal, getting Reyes as an A minus wide receiver 3 senior year. Um, and I thought we'd just be chucking the ball all over the place. And Sam Johnson this year has 6 passing touchdowns. So that's not.
I mean, it was still a close game. I was definitely sweating bullets. I'm still sweating bullets. I think I'm starting to think the UCLA might finally get the last laugh here
Mm,
after that Notre Dame performance.
oh yeah, Notre Dame
I
embarrassed me
was
pretty
like,
good this year too.
it's like I'm not, yeah, it's like I'm not shocked I lost, but the fact that I didn't score anything does not bode well for this week. Just
Yeah.
it's very worrying. It's,
Well, Indiana's just glad you guys are playing each other so one of you can lose and I can leapfrog whoever's left. Um, if I can
this is
just,
true.
of course, if I beat Purdue, that just means I have the honor of losing to Penn State in the quarterfinals or semifinals. Um,
Yeah,
see if I can keep that to 40 points. I probably won't.
yeah, that's sort of the key there, isn't it? It's like, yeah, you got, you even if you get to the championship, you're just playing for the honor to get annihilated by Penn State.
Yeah.
I know what that's like. I lost to them 740. So I'm well aware how much of a buzzsaw those guys are.
I remember working on my mock draft and just being like, how many top 50 guys, how many top 100 guys? It was like Penn State, Tulane, Tennessee, Penn State, Tulane, Tennessee. I was like, jeez. Oh, man.
It's gonna be yeah, it's gonna be a crazy. I'm you're gonna be a crazy draft.
Mm. Yeah. Crazy playoff and then
There's
crazy draft to come. Also,
I'm excited. I love me a good draft.
oh, man. I mean, I don't know if there's any such thing as a bad draft. Um, unless I don't have any picks. I don't know how Denver and Washington do it. I would get so much FOMO if I didn't get to pick at least on day one. Um,
Yeah, I'm sure I'm sure they're fine wiping away their tears with all their Lombardis.
yeah, yeah. Denver has four consecutive conference championships. I imagine that tempers the pain a little
Yeah.
bit. Oh, one more year until retirement and the cap blow them both up. Um, that's me as an owner talking, obviously not me as a commissioner when I have to be, impartial and all that.
Oh, of
Um,
course,
of
yeah.
course, of course, strictly business. I am
Yeah.
hoping for a
But
fun. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
just sorry. No, I was just gonna make it.
Um, I said I am hoping for a robust free agency cycle. I think I've mentioned in a couple interviews that just based on the stuff I've been doing with value generation and a lot of that, I feel like um, I mean a lot of it's going to be with guys who are like 30 and 31 and maybe on the decline. But I think there are going to be some interesting stories in free agency, um, and I think teams with a lot of capital might be able to have some fun and bring in some
Yeah.
new faces. Um,
Yeah,
which
it'll be nice after having to take a break last season from free agency because I had no money.
yeah. Well, are you still paying Bordewick like 28 million a year?
Yeah,
Yeah. Okay. Just checking.
he's got one more year of that. Well,
Hmm.
technically two. He's got 2 years left on his contract. Yeah, next year will be his last.
Okay.
Then we'll see. I mean, I'd love to have him back, but I don't know if I want to pay him 28 million again.
Yeah. Yeah. Him and
I mean, he's
him and
good,
Caruso can buy
but
a
a
fleet
lot
of
of
boats
money.
together.
Especially since I never intended on paying him that much in the first place. I just didn't quite understand how the free agency worked back then, and I ended up paying a lot more than I actually intended on paying.
Yeah. It's a learning curve.
Yeah, and it worked. No one else touched him.
Hey, you got the guy.
I remember back in the Discord, like everyone was looking at that. They were like, "Okay, yeah, we get it. We get it. No one else gets him. We understand. We're backing off. We're
Oh man. Whew. All right. Let's see. Any So I know we've talked a lot. We talked about USC and San Francisco. Any other storylines that you're following? Any other favorite teams or favorite players? Not that aren't under strictly your teams in either league.
oh, well, of course, I've been very much enjoying watching San Jose State and Scott balling out there. What watching my old team being successful is very nice. Um, I'm very excited for Scott. I hope he continues balling and ends up like a top draft pick.
Mm-hmm.
It honestly is a remarkable run that they have been on.
Yeah.
Be like 12-0.
Is he a senior? Is this his last year?
I think he's a junior.
Okay.
I think he's or maybe I don't know. You know what? There's one way to find out. There's one.
But yeah, that has like a 30 for 30, written all over it. Just him, his rise from as a walk on to San Jose, leading them to an undefeated season. I mean, it's just it's pure storybook magic in the
It's
absolute best
crazy.
way.
Yes, he is a junior.
Okay. So out there with potentially
Yeah.
what Dick Richards, if Richards doesn't go early. Um, okay,
Yeah.
yeah,
And he's already an A overall, so like he could very well be an A plus
wow.
his senior year. He could.
That yeah, I'm with you. Just I want him to boom and become a first round pick, just because the sheer drama of it would be way too much fun. Going from walk on to first round pick, um,
Yeah.
because
Uh,
good. Go ahead.
oh no, sorry. No, sorry. Go.
Oh, okay, I was gonna
I'm
say
just making a noise.
okay, no worries. Um, Oh, I was gonna say because that's all sports are is generating a bunch of random numbers that we turn into stories later, and the sim is no different. Um, you know we you have attributes and archetypes, and you have clutch and home field advantage and out of position, and these multitude of factors that you know permeate and go through any number of permutations to reach some final score, and we spit out a stat sheet. But then the fun of it is the stories that come out of that, and the storylines and the players and the things that we all build upon to kind of flesh it all out. Um, you have
Yeah, for sure.
any Niner players that you think might be clutch or choke, or that really seem to step up when the moment calls for it? Or,
Uh, I will say I've been very impressed with a lot of my defensive guys.
hmm.
Yeah, I like the. Well, where is he on here? Of course, Gonzalez. Gonzalez has been consistently on it on the cornerback.
Oh
I've
yeah.
been fairly impressed with Malcolm Colony, the D
Mm-hmm.
drafted last year. He's been uh, he's been very consistent and solid. He and this year alone he's got uh, he's got 52 tackles, 12 for loss, 9 sacks.
Wow.
You know, and when you see the way like the defensive tackles have been dominating, like he's still like he's still young, going in there and making plays. Whereas the Duron Mote guy we drafted this year,
Mm-hmm.
and despite just being a 58 overall, he's been playing really well on that outside linebacker position. He's got 7 tackles for loss, 4 sacks. Yeah, I think despite that low overall, he's gonna develop into like a really good linebacker in the future. and because he's half inside, half outside, you can slot him pretty much anywhere, and you're gonna get results. So
Yeah. Yeah, 9 sacks from an end and a balanced archetype at that is incredible. I didn't even realize that Conley had was putting up those kind of numbers for you. That's awesome.
yeah, it's very impressive.
Yeah.
I love my defensive guys, and and they're all it'd be because of all the effort I put into the offense. These guys have all been like lower in the draft picks.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like those two, they were second rounds. You have like where is he? Dante Gates, who we drafted in the fourth round. The like 3 seasons, like 3 drafts ago.
Mm-hmm.
He's been very good this year too. He's got 26 tackles for loss this season
Wow.
and 6 sacks,
Wow.
and
But
he's already a 70 overall. And I suppose in some way that's a bit these guys are uh, a bit hypocritical to what I was saying before, because both him and Gonzalez were people that were ignored despite their A rankings because they had the really low potentials.
mm-hmm.
But because they were so late into the draft, it's like, yeah, sure, I'll take a shot on them. And then both ended up really performing, and then both, despite those low potentials,
Yeah.
maybe potential isn't as important as I think it is sometimes.
I mean, if you can get on the field, and Gonzalez had 12 interceptions as a rookie, that's going to keep you on the field, which is going to get you the snaps you
Oh, yes, for
need
sure.
to get better. Yeah, kicking myself. Everyone's kicking themselves for letting him fall to the fifth round. 17 interceptions in less than 2 seasons. It's
Yeah.
wild. Um, so yeah, you got I see pockets. I see the big names, and then I see you know things starting to come together. The numbers starting to go up. Um, you know, wins starting to come on the board a little bit at a time. Um, and then yeah, it comes along. It
Yeah.
never goes fast enough though. My only downside
No.
about playing in the league that it's in real time. It's like man, it takes half a year just to
I'm
get
sure
through a
there's.
season, and even the short off seasons feel too long. Um,
I know. No, but it's always it's worth it in the end.
yeah.
And I also have to. It's it's not football, but I don't have much else to talk about, so I also gotta shout out the other sports. I'm very excited for my Raptors.
Hmm.
I think we had a really good run through the playoffs that I did not expect, and we got two guys with over 100 overalls,
Wow.
John Hall and John Schroeder. So like I'm very excited for the Raptors. I think I think maybe we can have a actual solid season for once, where I don't constantly wonder if we'll actually make the playoffs or not. I'm feeling good about them this year. I'm feeling,
Good. So
and then
NB.
I'm feeling really good about the Sharks. A lot of that is Ace Wolf. He's done a great job turning the Sharks team into a success. One of the top teams in the league. One of the top.
Yeah. Hi. This is completely random, so I apologize. Um, Sharks are San Jose, right?
Correct.
Okay. I I don't remember what site this was. I don't think it was Facebook. I think it was some reputable, but it was talking about um, cities that have teams in all four major sports in the U.S. and they counted, and wherever I was counted and it was like metro areas, and it counted San Francisco on the list because it sounded counted San Jose in hockey, and I was like, San Jose is its own city. You can't just, right? Like San Jose is a pretty significantly large city.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
can't just lump that into another city that happens to be nearby, right? Like that's not a thing.
well, I'm sure San Francisco doesn't mind, but yeah, yeah, no. I imagine for San Jose, it's like, yeah, well, what the heck, man?
Right.
The
That's
San Jose Sharks, not San Francisco.
yeah. That's not that's a different city. So we can all acknowledge that that is not the same as a different city. Okay. Okay. Thank you. I wanted to clarify. My wife was like, "Why are you so upset?" I'm like, "You don't understand. This isn't right." Uh, anyway,
These people are incorrect on the internet. You
someone
don't
is wrong.
understand.
Someone is wrong on the
Unbelievable.
internet. Oh my goodness.
Uh,
What can you do? Oh man. Well, if I don't want to say money, if time and programming were no, if you had a magic wand and you could put anything into a sim, whether it be something technical, something mechanical, something RP related, um, I don't know, anything that you would love to see more of in the sim or love to see tweaked a certain way, um, if you could just speak it into existence, what would it be?
hmm, I I want Sim MLB to be complete and done and ready. I want.
You hear that, Alex? You heard that.
Wave my magic wand and everything comes together.
I'm
Like,
sure
there you
Alex.
go.
There you go. I'm sure Alex would appreciate that too. Honestly. Oh man.
But yeah, yeah. On the whole, I'm actually very happy with the sim. I like the stuff people have done. I yeah, the changes, the stuff we've made to try and find that balance between realistic and fun for everyone.
Yeah.
I was looking at that Google app they posted for the updated recruiting stuff of like the stats for each school.
Yeah. Yeah. Anytime you
The
talk
profile
about
stuff.
yeah, you talk about stuff that's not on the interface, like first year stats, and you end up on a Google Doc, and you're like, oh right, it was a different thing back then. It was not what it is now, and how far we've come in five shorts. Or I guess this is season 6 for college football. Yeah, 2021, 22-6. Okay, yeah.
Yeah,
So right, because we've had a our first. This is our first oldest recruited class. People that were recruited in year one of the sim, redshirted in 22 and have now played 4 years. So now even the redshirt seniors are guys that were recruited by owners. Yeah.
yeah. I'm very glad for that. That's gonna be. It's like you thought the drafts were hype before, but like now that we're finally in that full circle of of recruit to draft. It's like, oh, that's where the good stuff is.
Yeah.
That's
And and I'm no sage. I can't pull off some of these names, uh, but I will say the frequency of names that I recall, or people that I know I've heard about, in pre-draft and draft day, it keeps creeping up. Um, because these are guys that have been starters for 2 and 3 and 4 seasons, that have been talked about by their coaches, that have been hyped up, and yeah, it's only just getting to like critical mass that some of these players we've seen for so long are going to go into the pros and have full careers. Um, so yeah, 6 years in, and I feel like we're still only just getting started. And I mean that in the best possible way. So
Yeah, I'm very excited to see where it goes. What weird random player are we gonna focus on next? What?
mm-hmm. Oh yeah, who? So let's see, a 5% chance to boom or bust. So 2.5% chance to boom. 10% of that to triple boom. So that's 2.5 is one player out of 50. So yeah, the 500 to 1 odds of a triple boom, which means in any draft class you're gonna get a few. And what random guard is it going to be this year? Because it always seems to be a guard for some reason. Because the sim loves guards. Oh man! But then they get moved to
Can't wait
tackle, and
for
then it's so much
like.
fun.
Yeah. Trying to think who'd be the funniest guy to
Or like a punter.
we get like PMS to suddenly triple boom.
Oh my gosh!
And then K Green goes wild and then K Green.
I mean, it's we're yeah. The numbers can never get too small. So statistically, at some time, if we keep playing the sim long enough, there will be a first round quarterback talent who triple booms, and then just it's going to be 32 teams fall or 31 teams falling all over each other to trade for number one to get him.
It's
Um,
like, please, man, please.
and it's wait, what do you mean I can't give up my 5 first round picks? What do you mean I only have 3 first round picks? Oh,
Please, I'll pull a Saints and give you my entire draft. Let's.
gosh.
Uh,
Oh man.
is it still the Ravens with the number one pick?
For this year,
Yeah,
uh, I think it's Baltimore. It's either Baltimore or Cincinnati. Um,
yeah.
I think it's just strength of schedule tie breaking them right now, but they have what they have one more game, right? Their 2 wins aren't just against each other. I don't think. Or no, because Baltimore got their first win. Was it against New England? Maybe. So yeah, presumably their divisional rematch, the loser will be in the driver's seat for
Yeah,
number
week
one.
week 15. Yeah, that's the
Okay.
one to look out for.
Okay.
That's probably that's the in the words of Urinating Tree, the super tank bowl.
God. Oh boy.
That's gonna be a difficult decision for them if Baltimore ends up with it. It's like, do you take the haul
Yeah.
for that first overall pick, or do you give or do you give Savage the best wide receiver coming into the draft?
Yeah. Well, Bengals could be in a tough spot too if there's not a QB1 that looks like he's worth number one. So then it's do you take a second consecutive receiver top five for whoever does play quarterback? Do you reach and get the best quarterback or or do you trade? I don't know. I guess trade seems a little more feasible then. But yeah, if Baltimore go, man, Savage and Prochnow on the same team is a terrifying proposition. Um,
Uh,
I don't want to face that twice a year for the next decade. I really would love to not do that. But I don't know. I keep talking about wide receiver as like an inevitability. I have to keep reminding myself that absolutely anything could happen. I mean, if Savage can be the third
True.
quarterback taken in a draft and it be the absolute right decision for everybody, then anything can happen.
Yeah,
Um,
you never know.
you never know.
Hey, I know if they do, yeah, they do some nasty stuff with that. I talk up Romero because he's my guy, but yeah, Savage is uh, very good too, and it would be looking a lot closer than it currently is if they didn't have that scheme malice incident. If they didn't,
Yeah, yeah. If they hadn't changed games. Um, but for what it's, I love Savage. I think he's going to be have a great career. But for what it's worth, I think he made the absolute best choice. I think Romero looks fantastic. Um, I don't
I
think.
fully agree.
Yeah,
I have no regrets taking Romero. I have.
awesome. Well, and with that, we have come full circle all the way back to our first topic. um, unless
Funny how
you
that works.
unless you have any other final plugs or predictions you want to make, um, I will say thanks so much, man, for coming on the show. I really appreciate it. Love talking to you. And hey, good luck the rest of the season, man.
Yeah, yeah, thank you. Best of luck to you too. Best.
Thank you. Everyone listening to the podcast, thank you so much for stopping by. And as always, good luck and have fun. See you guys.